We've got to talk about children. Let's spend time
Yes.
on that. The book does a great job of exposing what's happening, the capture of the medical industry, the American Academy of Pediatrics. Shame on them. Shame on
Yes.
them. The American Medical Association. Shame on them. The money these doctors are making off of these procedures, yes, at the adult level, but also at the adolescent level. And the misinformation that is getting spewed by groups like the endocrinologists of America, to the point where now endocrinologists in other countries and doctors in other countries are mocking us, are openly penning pieces in the Wall Street Journal and elsewhere saying, what's wrong with America? We have realized you don't trans kids. You don't medicalize them with puberty blockers and cross-gender hormones. You certainly don't perform surgeries on them. Why is America the most radical of all, Helen?
Such a good question, isn't it? I mean, one answer is just that you were patient zero. This is where it started. So, you know, the idea of transitioning people was something that came about in 1920s Germany. But then, of course, there was the Second World War. And the clinic where the very first trans patients, or the first patients were given what you might think of as early, rather brutal trans surgery, was actually burned down by the Nazis because it was run by a gay Jewish man. But anyway, one of the guys who was connected with that movement, Harry Benjamin, went to America after the Second World War, and he started out there. And for some decades, he was kind of a lone voice, talking about how gender is socially constructed and that everybody could be turned into a boy or a girl just by what they were brought up in the first 2 years. And he was the person who commissioned the first sex change surgeries. Again, nobody can change sex. That was just a shorthand. And so, you know, it all grew up in America, and then it was American campuses as well that developed queer theory in the 1990s, according to which, I mean, queer theory is just too tedious to spend any time on, but basically it's like your rule of thumb about trans. If you just say not or fake instead of trans, you get the right answer. Queer theory is like everything it says everything bad is good. Black is white, up is down, back is front, inside is out. So queer theory just says that nothing is real and that everything is socially constructed and it's all just words. And it looks smart because it's so all counterintuitive. And that really came out of American campuses in the 1990s and 2000s. And the way that I think of it is these two strands, this medical transition and this queer theory, everything is words, everything is discourse. They joined and they had a horrible little love child, which in the 2010s exploded in places like Tumblr and created a social contagion, the like of which nobody has ever seen before. And then the last thing I would say about America is because of your political polarization, most Americans take all their political opinions as a package. They either think that everything Republicans do and say is evil and everything Democrats do and say is right, or they think vice versa. And so, you know, unfortunately, the Democratic Party has fallen to this. Now, again, it was lobbied. You know, it's in bed with Big Pharma. It's in bed with the lawyers' unions and groups. It's the party that was very easy to lobby by people like the ACLU and HRC, but also the people who had religious and sort of conservative traditionalist objections to all of this were in the Republican Party. So a lot of basically well-meaning Democrats think, you know, oh, well, the Republicans are against childhood transition, so I must be for it. The Republicans think trans women aren't women, so I think they are. And other countries aren't as polarized as you are. We're able to think a bit more critically, not much more critically, a bit.
Summer used to mean I was kicking off the sheets every night to try to stay cool. But that all changed when I discovered Cozy Earth bedding. Now I'm sleeping comfortably even on those hot, hot nights. And you can too. Simply swap out your current sheets for soft, breathable, temperature-regulating sheets from Cozy Earth, the brand with thousands of 5-star reviews, including my own. If you don't agree that you are sleeping cooler and more comfortably this summer, they will refund your purchase price, plus shipping, no questions asked. And you get 100 nights to try them and then return them if you don't like them. How can Cozy Earth make such a guarantee? Because their bedding is made from viscose from bamboo, so it traps less heat, and they know it, enabling people to sleep cooler and more comfortably year-round. For a limited time, you can save up to 40% on your Cozy Earth order. Go to CozyEarth.com, enter my promo code MEGYN, MEGYN, at checkout to save up to 40% right now. Try them for 100 nights. If you don't sleep cooler, send them on back in for a full refund. That's CozyEarth.com, promo code MEGYN. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.